biggest memories I have is that there was a creek at the bottom of my grandparents, and it would freeze, and I remember probably being like 2, 3, 4 years old, just going out there trying to skate. My dad would drop me off on his way to work, and I'd skate for an hour. My mom would pick me up and take me to school. So, I mean, I was skating by the time I was like 12, 13, 14. I was on the ice every day. And the year that I played in Bantam, I actually got to dress for Reg Mahal and the Flyers, which obviously, you know, when I'm skating with guys that are 18, 19, 20, and then I got to go play against other 14-year-olds, well, I had a pretty good advantage. I went to Can-Am Hockey School, and I'd gone there for 10 years in a row, and then there's a gentleman there named Brian Drum, who was the coach of a junior program where we traveled around to Quebec and Ontario, and he's the one that really put it in my mindset as, hey, in order to make it to the next level, you gotta do one thing better than almost everybody else. So for me, I could fight. You know, like that was just the way that I was, and I liked it. When I played in junior A, I got drafted to Belleville. My first year, I had 12 goals and like 27 points and probably about 25 fights or 30 fights. You know, as you get older, you get a little bit more room. So the second year I scored 30. I fought a little bit less, but still did that, but I got 30. And then my last year, I was able to put up 55 and lead the league in goals and win the Player of the Year. So that was pretty cool. The biggest day, you know, of my life was in Montreal when I got drafted to the Wings. Went in the second round, and you know, the hometown team, and I was still blown away. I couldn't believe it. I knew Detroit needed what they needed. Proby was on his way out, and just like needed some young blood, I guess. To be on that team with all those talented guys, you just want to be a cog in the wheel. The Russian Five needed the grind line, you know, just like we needed them. Everybody knows if you say the production line or if you say the grind line, it's pretty much, you know, my name's coming up, and that's pretty cool. You know, why we won is because we loved each other as much off the ice as we did on the ice. Hey, if you dream it, you can do it. I don't know how many times I scored a game winner for a Stanley Cup. Growing up, to be able to do it, you know, for real is pretty unique. The way to play and the way to remember it going down, my inkling was to come across the middle, take a pass from Sandstrom, get the red line and dump it in. Well, I sort of fan on my dump, and in that one motion, Needham has sort of bit on it, and all I remember is thinking, I got the puck on my backhand like this, and I got my leg out, and I go, I got him beat. And out of the corner of my eye, I just see this faint orange. Well, it was Hextall coming out, and I just pulled it around him, and the last thing I remember, I'm literally this far from the goal line, in the blue paint, and the last thing I said to myself, don't miss the net. And next thing you know, pirouettes in the corner, and first person I see coming out is Stevie, and his eyes are the size of dinner plates. I knew it was 42 years. I knew the history of it and how important it was, and to have such an integral part of that is, obviously something I'll never forget. I played and gave everything to the guy next to me, to all those guys next to me, and it's sort of the Essex County mentality. We don't want things given to us, but you got to work and put a solid effort in. It's blue collar, and that's what it is. And I think that's why people appreciate it. Growing up around here and being an Essex County resident, you take a lot of pride in that. And I take a lot of pride in I've never been, I guess, honored with anything like this before. I've won some things, but I think this is pretty sweet.